Okay, what we're going to talk about today is a more advanced form of molding. This is encapsulation, and it is done in the form of a J. It's commonly called a J mold, and the J comes from the shape of the sprue. This part is suspended. It's a head of a Frankenstein done by a great sculptor named Jeff Yeager. Anyway, the part is going to be encapsulated in a block of rubber, and I'll cut it out. And this frame right here is the J. This will be turned upside down when the mold is being used, like this. The resin will flow into here. It'll follow the channel up through the head, and we'll have a vent at the very top peak of the head where the air will flow out, and the mold will make a perfect cast part. Here's a couple of examples of that same type mold. This is a little cartoon character that I do for a company called Circus. And if you look inside here, you can see, here's the funnel where you pour. The resin will flow down this channel up through the cast part, and through the tips of the fingers you see some venting there still. And that type of mold makes a perfect part almost every time. Again, it's called a J mold. Okay, what we're going to do now is I'm going to put a little brass wire at what will be the tallest point, the high point of the mold cavity, and glue it in place. And when I cut the mold with a mold key knife, I'll be cutting this little brass wire out of there, and that'll leave the channel for the air to escape. I've already determined that this is about the height of the piece I need. I'm just going to get a little super glue on there, put it in place. And what I've got in my hand is a can of Zip Kicker. This instantly sets super glue. It's not quite touching the head, so I'm going to add a little bit more to it. There we go. Now, this is ready to mold. And what I'm going to do is take some, since I want this to be perfectly flat on the sides, because I'm going to use boards to keep this shut, boards and rubber bands, I'm going to glue something like this around the mold, and I want to keep it a fair distance from the part. I want about a ½ inch of rubber everywhere. So I'm going to take some clear silicone, like we talked about before, GE clear silicone. I'm going to put it on the edges of the boards and glue it down. And then I'll seal all the edges with an additional bit of silicone, and tomorrow I'll come back and I'll pour this mold. And when it's completely cured, it'll be just one solid block. Let me get a tool to show you. And then we'll cut that out with what's called a mold key knife. This has a channel formed in the blade. It's extremely sharp. You need to be very careful with these, as with any tools that you're working with that are sharp. But this is extremely sharp. This has a channel cut into it, and it'll make a lock in the mold, so there will be no shifting and no distortion of the part. And when we get this done, we'll show you how we cut that out.